welcome to the 2021 Wildwood 273 QBXL. Starting from the back corner here, straight inside your bumper, we've got your sewer hose. So it's just got those two little ears on it. Take note of those. Those are how it'll connect into your sewer system. As the hose stretches out, it is a 20-foot hose. Storing it in the back bumper here just helps keep the stench out of the trailer, just kind of keeps it cleaner. Moving up, you've got your stabilizer jacks here. You've got them in each corner of the trailer. You've also got them with these strong bars here. So what those do is they just kind of hold it stable. So what you're gonna do is once you've got to your campsite, you've got it somewhat leveled out, you're just gonna run these stabilizers down until they contact the ground. Give them another full turn or so just to firm them up. That'll get rid of the sway in the trailer, so as you're walking through it, it stays firm. And then you're just gonna lock down the strong arm so that if there is any sort of movement back and forth, you're not gonna be bending your jacks. Right up in this little black port here, if we open that up, you've got your short cord. So you can see you've got 30 amp end right there. Most campsites are gonna have that. You can plug straight on in. Look just like that. Now if they don't have it, or if you're looking to plug in at home, charge your batteries, run your fridge, we do provide you with an adapter as well. So down here is your sewer system. So open that up. You can see you've got the same ears here, albeit there is 4. Doesn't really matter, it holds on just the same. So you're just gonna take your sewer hose, it's gonna hook into there. You're gonna run it out to your dump site. And then once you're ready to dump them out, you've got your black valve on the left here, gray valve on the right. You're gonna wanna dump out your black first. Your black valve is controlling your black tank, which is filled from your toilet. Once that's done, you're gonna wanna open up the gray valve. The gray valve is filled up from your sink and your shower, so typically cleaner water. You're gonna run that out last, and that's just gonna help clean out the sewer hose a little bit more. And moving down, right up to the front, you can see we've got your other stabilizer jack here with its strong arm going towards the center of the trailer. Storage compartment here, see straight through the other side. Up in the front, right back there, you just got a little battery shut off. So you take this little keyway here, turn it out, it pops out, and that's your battery shut off. You stick it back in, and all the way to the right, and that's your battery back on. Speaking of your battery, in this little box right there, your battery is housed. So if you're looking to remove it completely for winter, that's where you're gonna find it. As long as you're plugged in through that short cord in the back or into your 7-pin plug right here into your vehicle, that battery will be charging for you. If you loosen off these two knobs up top here, push them back, you can open up the little flip container. You can see you've got access to your propane tanks here. So I'm just gonna remove it real quick. Just pulls straight up. So you don't have propane, anything letting you know that there's propane in the system here. So you just kind of gotta know. They are both teed into the one, so it's not really a changeover system. It's just open up the one tank and run that one until it stops, and then you can open up the other to run that one. In the front of the unit, you can see you've got the power tongue jack here. So on the right, you've got your light switch, and then up and down. If it were to fail on you, just open up this little back piece here, lift it up. You've got a little jack right in there that you can turn to operate it manually. And if it ever fails on you, so you know your battery's good, you've got good power. Just on the side here is a little fuse holder. That's a good thing to check. Over on the side, we've got a solar panel plug-in. So if you're looking to charge your batteries via solar, just gear in solar panel, plug right on into there, charge up your batteries for you. Other side of your storage compartment here, we've got a water hose for you, as well as that park adapter I was telling you about. So you can see that 15 amp end for into your household outlet, as well as a 30 amp end for your short cord. This water hose will fit into all of your water fittings in the trailer. Going down right by your entrance door, we've just got your hot water tank. So that little keyway there, you're just gonna line that up, turn it until it fits into the little slot, and then she can open up. So right in here, all of your controls for your hot water tank are actually just inside the trailer. Before you ever turn it on though, you just want to hit this relief valve right there. Now if your water tank was full, you'd have a little bit of water coming out of there, just letting you know that it is in fact full, letting you know it's safe to fire up. Right below the pressure relief, you just got this little button right there. So that's your reset button. I'll go over the reset procedure once we're inside and turning it on, but the button that I refer to is just right there. Just line up the two bottom holes. slide it back into place, and lock it again with that keyway. Right beside the hot water tank is your fresh water tank fill. So you pop that little cap off, stick your water hose into there and turn on the water, and that'll fill up your fresh water tank. Right below it, kind of by the back axle, is your fresh water drain. So you just slide that open, it'll drain out your fresh water tank. Right above the front axle, you've got your furnace exhaust. So whenever you're running your furnace, you just want to make sure nothing's drooped over that. It does get hot. Back a little bit more, you've got a cable and satellite outlet. So a little coax cable plugs into there, into a TV that you could have out here. You fire it up, and a power outlet for said TV. Right down here, if you just reach up a little bit, you've got two valves. You can see they're on a blue and a red line. So those are your low point drains. If you're looking to drain out the water lines from the trailer, open up that red valve and drain out the hot lines. Open up the blue valve, and that'll drain out your cold lines. Into your back storage compartment, as you open it up, you've got an exterior kitchen. So on the right is a 120 volt fridge. So as long as you're plugged in, that fridge is going for you. Right up top, you can see we've got the little water hose here for you. Just to the left is a little quick connect. So you just got two ears here. Those are just going to line up at about the 1 and 7 o'clock position. Press it in, little 8th turn locks it into place. And of course, with the water line pressurized, you'd have pressure here. Propane line here for your little gas grill. So you can slide that open. It kind of locks once you open all the way. You're just going to push it in, pull that locker collar back, open it up, and then the same idea, locker back, and press it in, locks into place. Run the hose around and underneath the trailer. Oh. Straight in the back here. Very well hidden, kind of tucked up into your frame. So you can see it's got that valve there. As you open that up, you can't push back that collar. So you gotta have that valve closed just as a safety feature. Then you can press it in, pull that collar in to lock it in. Then you can open up the valve for gas flow. Well, the easiest way to light it's probably just gonna be to pull your grill off so you can physically see the burner. And we'll just turn it past lights. Just hold it for a second just to let it purge the air out of the system. There we go. Once it's going, we can drop our grill top back on top. And you can see the little drip drain right there. Drops right into here so you can pour out all the extra grease. Then once you're done, you're just going to turn it back to off. Come to the back, close that valve, then you can pop off the propane line. Same thing at the back. And what I like to do for storage is I just like to connect it to itself. Just guarantees that it's closed, nothing's getting in there. And then we can store it back away. To the very back of the unit. Right up top, you've got the mount and all the pre-wires set up for a backup camera or an observation camera. Right down low, we've got your cable and satellite inlets, so cable and satellite. Coax cable into there fires up your TV locations. Right down here is your black tank flush. So over time, you may go to dump out your black tank and you know for a fact that it is empty, but your monitor panel is still reading 1/3 or 2/3 or whatever it may be. Typically what that is debris hung between two probes in the tanks. So what you're gonna do is you can take a water hose, connect it in there, open up your black valve, turn on the water, and that'll just flush out the tank for you. And right beside it is your city water connection. So same water hose plugs into there, turn it on, pressurizes the water lines throughout the unit. Back to your entrance door here. It's on a friction hinge, so it just kind of stays where you leave it. A little blue handle will slide off to the side, and then your steps just fold out. If you need to adjust the height of them, you've just got that little bolt right there. You can pop out and slide them out for your height or your length. Coming right on inside, right up mounted on the wall is your fire extinguisher. Right beside that is a power outlet. So right above that, up on the side here, we've got your monitor panel. It has all of your light switches. The light switch on the right does your entrance light. Light switch on the left is your awning light. This switch on the right here, your first red switch, is your water heater, so that's propane. Turn that on, fires up your water heater with propane. So once that light goes out, it's letting you know that the ignition sequence will start. All right, so stood right here, you can actually hear it going. If that light were to come back on, it's letting you know that it hasn't lit. At that point, you're gonna be going out using that reset button that I told you about earlier. And beside that is your water pump. Turn that on, turns on your water pump, drawing out of your fresh water tank to pressurize the water lines. Down here on the left, you press the bottom, sends your awning out. We're just pressing and holding until it's out all the way. You will see a little white flap at the end come down just to let you know that it is out all the way. There you go. Now with your awning out, if it were to start raining, it's of course going to hold water. So what you can do is you can grab either the front or the rear arm to pull down. Just changing the pitch of the awning, allowing water to then run off. If you like that angle better, just because it gets more shade. You do the same thing at the front. Being mindful of objects, of course. And there you go. And before you bring it back in, you just want to make sure the arms are back straight. Just to make sure we don't go running the risk of bending anything. And back up into the unit, we'll press and hold in, and the awning will make its way in. You want to be very mindful here because if you did continue to roll it out, it will wind itself up backwards, in which case it'll just hold water at the front, at the top here. So you just want to make sure that that tube is coming underneath the fabric. So beside your awning switch, you press and hold that, get your slide going. So again, just pressing and holding. Once this slides out all the way, you'll just hear a couple of whirs and maybe a click from the motors, letting you know they are extended completely. That's that. So right up on the very top, we've just got your monitor panel. So on the left, we've got your battery. So because they're plugged in right now, we're currently C for charging. As you unplugged and used your battery, it would go down to G for good, F is fair, and L is low. Same idea for your fresh tank. So as you fill that up, you go to a third, 2/3, then full. Same thing for your black and your gray. Coming in, those two ports right there, just furnace outlets. Right here, you just got a little bit of storage. This here is just kind of like a little through hole. So right from underneath, you can access through if you wanted to run wires through. And up on the wall is a light switch for an accent light above your slide. Making our way down, we've just got your stereo right there, so power button turns it on. Zone 1 is your inside set of speakers. The volume button's just right there. Zone 2 is your outside set. So AM, FM, just cycle through your 3 different FM channels here. and then you go through your AM. USB is right down in the bottom here. Bluetooth for connecting to your phone, and then source just kind of runs through them all. Controls just down on the bottom there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for all of your presets, as well as your play and pause, stop, repeat, random, etc., as well as phone controls for if you're receiving a phone call. Right below that, we've got your fireplace. The power button's on the right. Turns it on. We're making our way over. So center right, we've got your flame color, so it just changes the background color there. Then in the center, we've got your light at the bottom there, and cycle through your different colors. Center left, we've got your fan speed, so low, high, and off, and then your actual timer. 30 minutes up to, I believe, 8 hours. 9 hours. Okay. And then once you're done, just power button turns back off. For your stereo, for turning it off, you're going to want to press and hold the power button, and then it'll turn off. If you just touch it, it's just mute. Right in here, you can see you've got the power outlet right there for once you get your TV in here. In the center, we've got your cable and satellite outlet on top, your antenna outlet in the center there. For turning that antenna on, you're just going to press that button right there. You get that green light letting you know it's on. And then your unit is pre-wired for Wi-Fi. So through the slide and through the unit, all of your lights are just on their own little push buttons. I believe you've got one right up here as well. So over in your kitchen here, you've of course got your sink there, hot and cold water, a little bit of storage up here. The microwave, just like home, pretty simple, not much I can teach you there. And right down here with your range hood, you've got the light as well as the fan. So of course, propane stove is putting off fumes. You want to make sure that that fan is on, evacuating those fumes whenever you're using it. Bifold cover, just flip it back. Select your burner, turn it over to high, and turn that sparker. And again, once it clears all the air out of the system, we'll fire it up. There we go. Same thing for all three. And then temperature selection is going down, of course. Once you're done turning them off, hold this guy back down. On the right, that button there is just a light for all of your knobs as well as into your stove. I'm just going to take your stove knob, turn it over to the little flame, and just hitting the igniter again. There you go. Once you see that pilot light go on, you're just going to want to hold the button in for another couple seconds, then you can release and it'll hold itself. Then you can just turn up to your desired temperature and she fires right up. But once you're done, you can turn it down to pilot just to hold the pilot light. However, if you're leaving the trailer for a while or if you're going traveling, you want to make sure that's right off. A bunch more storage across the bottom, being mindful of what you place in here. Hot water tank's just right behind it if you're looking to winterize. Drawers. So this fridge right here is a 12-volt fridge, so as long as your battery is charged and you've got 12-volt power present, this fridge is going for you. Temperature selection is just in the back wall there. And a little travel lock right there. Right below it's just a returner for your furnace, so you just want to make sure that that's not blocked. Underneath your dinette as well as your couch over there, you've just got these little storage bins. For your lounge here, you can see they've got it advertised very well right here. It's a little Versa lounge. You turn it into whatever you like, pretty much. So they are just on kind of these little metal slides in the back there. So as you pull this guy up, it just slides up and out of place. You just place it wherever else you want it. For example, if you wanted your lounge or your dinette, I'm just going to slide it in the back here. Just like that. Almost just. So it basically just flips around wherever you want it. In the back, you've just got the little bit more storage in the closet space here, a little drawer. And below that is the converter. So you got all of your breakers in the center here. Whenever a breaker breaks, it'll sit in the middle, so you just turn it off and then back on. All of your fuses on the side here. Whenever a fuse pops, you'll get a little red LED beside it, letting you know exactly which one's gone. Thermostat up on the wall here. So on the bottom, we just got your mode, so you can cycle through. You got low fan, high. Cool is obviously going to turn on your air conditioner with the high fan. There we go. So temperature selection is just going to be the buttons up and down. With your air conditioner going, you basically got two different options. You can have these two louvers here closed, in which case the air conditioner is moving all of its air through all of these ceiling ducts. Or you can open it up and it'll dump all of its air into the living room here. So what I recommend is when you first get to your campsite, you're going to open that up, clean up or cool off this area as quickly as possible, and then you can close it up to start spreading air around. Light mode again, it'll just cycle through the low fan and then through the auto features. So I'm going to typically recommend that you do leave it on auto, because that'll just cycle the fan as it seems most appropriate. And then we're going down into heat. It'll turn off the air conditioner or turn on the furnace. And like I said earlier, the furnace is just using all the little portholes on the walls to move its air. Below your thermostat, right down here, the little black box, is your propane detector. So if there's ever a propane leak in the trailer, propane's heavier than air, it sits on the floor. This guy will detect it and start going off just like a smoke detector. Speaking of smoke detectors, right above our heads here, we've got your smoke detector. Right beside the thermostat, we've got the bathroom. The light switch is just up on the wall here. Again, they are on their own push buttons. GFI protected outlet, so if you ever have an outlet throughout the trailer that doesn't work, test on the bottom, reset on top. It's a good thing to check. Toilet here, the little foot lever just to the right. Hot and cold water in your sink. A little bit of storage underneath. Also got the little medicine cabinet here, so that does open up. The travel lock is just this little elastic on the side there, just hooks into that tab right here. Just holds it from opening. Shower, the standard head, standard hose. And then right above our heads, we've got the roof vent, so that's just turned to open. And the switch on the right turns on the fan. Alright, so you can smell in here that furnace is starting to go. That is typical, you might get that the first couple of times, it's just a new furnace smell. Once that furnace is done though, we'll just hit mode again. It'll cycle into off, in which case it'll start cycling back to the fan speeds and through cooling again. So into the very back room. Lights. So you can see you've got the bunks all the way around. They've all got their own USB outlets. There is a light underneath here as well. Alright, so I'm sat on the couch here, got another light there. TV backer up on this wall here, so if you wanted to mount a TV back here, you can do so. Outlets for it, as well as the cable and satellite outlet, and another USB charger with a little bit more storage. Now, this couch, I'm not sure. Yes, it does fold down into a bed. So you've got full bunk space back here. So up into the very front of the unit now. Right up on the wall is your light switch. Again, they are just on their own little push button, so if you only want one on, you've got that option. Right up on the wall here is your TV backer, power outlet, cable and satellite outlet. And then of course the storage on either side. CPAP access, or access right into the storage. Little bookshelf across the top. If you pull up on the foot of your bed, you've got access into your front storage compartment, as well as the little cubbies here, with USB outlets on either side. The blinds in this bedroom, as well as throughout the trailer, just the little slow rises, real nice, kind of stick where you leave them. Let's pull them down, just like that. And that's about it for this unit. So if you've got any other questions on it, please feel free to give us a call, 204-237-7272.